back to another great show of Intuitively Speaking. My name is April, and I'd love to introduce you to my co-host. This is
April.
And
April.
That's right. As you know by now, we all have the same name. Go figure. God works in strange ways, doesn't
Always.
He? It's crazy. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we are really loving all of your positive feedback and response. We had a tremendous amount of response from our show last week talking about the Gayatri mantras and affirmations. So thank you, ladies. Everybody really seemed to love that.
It was a great show.
It really was. We had mentioned last week that we were going to have a special guest coming real soon, and that special guest is here. His name is Deo, and he is a Hindu pundit or Hindu priest, whichever you prefer. Basically is the same thing. But he's going to help us just understand today the commonalities, and I know you're probably thinking commonalities because there's no commonalities between Hinduism and Christianity, but there absolutely is. So Deo is going to help us today understand the common factors and the misconceptions behind the Hindu religion, because it is an absolute, not only is it a beautiful, absolutely beautiful religion, it's such a spiritual, it's really, I hate to even use the word religion because it's really, in my eyes, it's a way of being more than it is really a religion. It's really, truly just a way of being, which really is what makes it such a beautiful...
Well, I even, since the last show, I tried over the last week mantras.
And?
Took me to a completely different level of meditation.
Wow, good for you, girl.
Yes.
Which one did you try?
I did the Ganesh mantra.
Ooh, and how's that go?
If I'm correct, it's Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.
Whoa, you good with your band self.
You know, it's 10 minutes of repetition, but you know, I believe I was honoring the Lord and everything that God stood for.
Yes.
And some interesting things have happened since I've been doing the mantras. So,
like, well, I have to know what interesting things have happened.
Well, you know, Ganesh is one of the things that he stands for is obstacles.
Yes.
And obstacles have been removed. It's a way of, it's almost like my perception of things clicked and changed. So if that's what it takes, then, you know, I will dive into the world of mantras.
Absolutely. And Deo is going to help us understand who is Ganesh, what is Ganesh all about, and some of the other gods, because they're really very misunderstood. So we're going to help clarify that today. And, you know, talking about mantras, one thing I will tell you, Deo is an absolutely amazing, amazing man. We are so blessed to have him in our studio today. But many times he has done for Jay and I special pujas. Sometimes everything from love, relationship to finance.
What's a puja?
You know what? I'm so glad that you asked that. We're going to have Deo clear that up.
Okay.
Or explain that, I should say. Every time he does a puja for us, amazing, absolutely, I mean amazing things happen, and they happen immediately. Finances turn around, our relationships turn around. It's just our business turns around on a dime, and it's just an incredible experience. So we're so excited to have him here today. So stay tuned, and we'll bring Deo right back. Thank you.
Is stress over your love life, money, career, or health consuming your thoughts? Don't live in panic. Receive peace of mind and clarity today and get your power back. AskOurintuitives.com creates a safe and private environment for you to receive answers to those burning questions from the comforts of your own home. Our intuitives are handpicked and screened for accuracy. Connect with our intuitives today and sleep peaceful tonight. Your privacy is 100% guaranteed. Call 1-888-856-8399. AskOurintuitives.com. Receive answers to the mysteries of your life.
Hello and welcome back. I know I mentioned before that I said we only had one special guest, but I take that back. We actually have 3 special guests today. The first one, the center of attention, as always, should be Ganesh and his beautiful mama, Parvati. And of course, Deo. Thank you so very much for joining us today. You know, Deo, we had talked about helping us bridge the gap between Christianity, Hinduism. What is Hinduism all about? What does it represent? But last week we had also talked about, I had done the Gayatri Mantra actually, and I would love really for you, because you can do it obviously so much better than I can, I would love for you to open with the Gayatri Mantra. And I also, last week I mentioned that it's 109 times, but you corrected me, thank you very much. It's 108 times, which I'd also like for you to explain. So if you don't mind, would you please bless us with the Gayatri Mantra?
Definitely.
Thank you.
Definitely. Gayatri Mantra is come from the word Om. Before you start the Gayatri Mantra, you always, or any mantras, you always use the word Om because it's the word, it's the first sound of the word that when created. So we will do this. Let's all say Om. Om. And then we all can follow with the Gayatri Mantras. Om Bhur Bhuvasva Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yonah Prachodaya. Perfectly, if you use this song of Gayatri Mantra, you'll find that it will work your whole body.
It does. It resonates from your toes all the way up through your crown chakra.
It vibrates the whole body, and your body actually represents the world, actually.
Incredible.
So
it changed the energy.
It absolutely did.
Yes. And having 108 times, it coordinates with the planet of the world.
Can you help explain that?
We have 12 months in the year.
Okay.
And we have 9 planets. And when you multiply 9 by 12s, it comes 108.
Well, there you go.
And the 108, when you says the Gayatri Mantra, which created by the universe, and you said it 108 times, then you actually are covering the whole cosmos.
That's incredible. I love that. Now, do you say it once a day, twice a day, 3 times a day? And at what times during the day is it the most powerful?
Actually, a Gayatri Mantra should be in your mind at all times.
It should be. That's true.
And then it's not. You don't have any specific limit of times of doing it. It's as much you want to do,
right?
And you will feel that energy in you.
So do you have to do it 108 times, or can you just say it, calm down, and just say it 1, 2, 3 times? Does it have to be 108?
It's how much you want to.
Okay.
I mean, 108 times is when you dedicated yourself to cover the whole world.
Oh.
And when you says 108, then you're not just praying for yourself, you're praying for everything.
Love it.
Very
Fantastic.
selfless.
Now, I do want to touch back on one thing that you said about the word Om. Now, the way that I understand it, and please correct me if I'm wrong, Om was the first word that really was the word that created the whole entire, every word, everything has been created from the symbol or the sound Om. Is that correct?
That's correct. And if you can try it by yourself, you try to say Om, and you will see how much muscles will be. And also, it came from birth as well.
Birth.
Yes. It centers you.
It absolutely does.
When a child born, you'll see that the sound they make is Om, and you have, or some kind of sound which is close to Om. But Om is the beginning sound in the world.
Right. Fantastic. Now, I know, April, you had a couple questions that you wanted to ask Deo before we get started.
I do have a sort of a general question, but also I was just interested because we were talking about sound. In India, are the beautiful instruments, are they tuned many times to the Om? Do they start at that base, or is that not true?
Definitely. That is the first alphabet of music.
Because, yes.
That's another thing also.
So does it have a note, a musical note?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I have the tuning fork, the healing fork.
Oh, right, yes.
And it's just such an
You should bring them in sometime.
Yeah,
We will definitely do that. Absolutely.
But what I had wanted to ask you was to talk to us about the similarities and the oneness, if you will, of Christ and Krishna.
Oh, sure. I'll be happy to do that.
Thank you.
Christ and Krishna, their names are so close.
Yes, they are.
And Krishna is way before Christ. And
How
I
long
believe,
would you say before Christ?
Oh, about 2,000 years ago.
Wow.
But the problem is that I find that they are the same similarity, because when Krishna born, he was able to manage the world with peace by music.
Oh, right, the flute.
By playing this flute on his basuri, we call it the basuri. And he can chant you and make you feel close to him, or your mind are on only the energy of him. Then, as the world gets worse...
I do have to ask you then, did he have the same healing powers as Christ?
Yes. But he come on a better time of Christ.
Right.
Because the people mind them were more of negative.
Oh.
Okay, and so Christ came, and he came with the staff.
Right.
But the staff, if we know carefully,